I became a billionaire's fake fiancé. His PR team hired me to be his fake fiancé for 6 months. I was nobody, an elementary school teacher who didn't even know who I was. The paparazzi ate it up. The world believed our lie. But the scariest part? Welcome back, everyone. If you're enjoying these romance stories, do me a huge favor and hit that like button, it really helps the channel grow. And make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any new stories. Also, drop a comment telling me where you're watching from. I love hearing from you all. Now, let's dive into this billionaire story. I was grading papers when my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Is this Lily Morrison? A professional voice asked. Yes? Miss Morrison, my name is Patricia Chin. I'm the head of PR for Hartwell Technologies. We have a rather unusual proposition for you. 20 minutes later, I sat in a coffee shop staring at the most beautiful man I had never seen on my phone screen. Not that I would admit that out loud. That's Ethan Hartwell, Patricia explained. Tech billionaire, founder of Hartwell Technologies, and currently our biggest PR nightmare. I frowned. I don't follow tech news. Sorry. Patricia's eyes lit up. Perfect. That's exactly why you're perfect for this. Apparently, Ethan Hartwell had been photographed leaving a different club with a different model every weekend for the past year. His company was about to go public, and investors wanted stability, not scandal. We need to rehabilitate his image, Patricia said. Show the world he's capable of a real relationship. That's where you come in. Me? I laughed. I am a third-grade teacher. I wear cardigans. I have a cat named Mr. Whiskers. Exactly, Patricia smiled. You're authentic. Real. The opposite of his usual type. We need someone the public will love. Someone who doesn't care about his money or fame. Because I don't know who he is, I said slowly. 6 months, Patricia offered. You'll be his fiancée. Public appearances, some photos, social media posts. You'll be compensated generously, enough to pay off your student loans and then some extra for yourself. I thought about the $80,000 hanging over my head. About my mother's retirement home bills. About the school's art program I couldn't afford to fund. How much are we talking about? She said $5 million, and that was all it took for me, and I was in on the plan. The announcement was carefully orchestrated. A candid photo of us at a bookstore, my hand in his, both of us laughing. The caption, finally found my happy ending. The internet exploded. Who was I? Where did I come from? How did nobody land a billionaire? The comments were brutal, the complete opposite of love. Half called me a gold digger. The other half said I was too plain for him, that it wouldn't last. I made the mistake of reading them all. Ethan found me crying in his guest room. Hey, he said softly, sitting beside me. Don't read those. They don't know you. They're right though, I whispered. I don't fit in your world. Ethan took my phone, turned it off, and pulled me into a hug. My world is exhausting and fake. You're the first real thing I've had in years. Don't let them take that away. I looked up at him. This isn't real, remember? It's just a contract. But the way he was looking at me didn't feel like a contract at all. The next 3 months blurred together. Charity galas where Ethan kept his hand on my back. Intimate dinners where we talked until midnight. Weekend getaways where the lines between fake and real completely disappeared. I met his family. His mother hugged me, whispering, I've never seen him smile like this. I wanted to tell her it was all an act. But was it? When Ethan drove to my apartment at 2 a.m. because I called him crying after a bad day. When he donated $100,000 to my school's art program anonymously. When he slow danced with me in his kitchen to no music at all. Lily, he said one night, his forehead pressed against mine. I need to tell you something. My heart raced. What? I'm falling for you. Like actual falling for you. And I know that wasn't the deal, I know you signed up for fake, but I can't pretend anymore. This is real for me. You're real for me. I pulled back, panic flooding through me. Ethan, I'm nobody. I'm a teacher with student loans and a 1-bedroom apartment. Your world has models and mansions and private jets. I don't want that world, he said fiercely. I want you. The woman who corrects my grammar. Who makes me watch terrible reality TV. Who talks about her students like they're her own kids. I want real, Lily. I want you. But I was scared. Terrified, actually. So I did what scared people do, I ran. I told Patricia I was done. The 6 months wasn't up, but I didn't care. I couldn't keep pretending when my feelings were so devastatingly real. Ethan called. Texted. Showed up at my apartment. I didn't answer. Then the tabloids caught wind. Billionaire's fiancé flees, was it all fake? The photos showed Ethan looking destroyed. My students asked if I was okay. My mother called, worried. Even Mr. Whiskers seemed judgmental. A week after I left, my principal called me into her office. There was a man there. Not Ethan, his CFO. Mr. Hartwell wanted me to deliver this, he said, handing me an envelope. Inside was a check. The full amount we had agreed upon, plus extra altogether, was a $10 million check and a letter. The content of the letter was: Lily, I'm sorry I made this complicated. You were hired to do a job, and I crossed a line. Please accept this payment in full. You owe me nothing. But know this meeting you changed my life. You showed me what real feels like. And I'll never settle for fake again. If you ever want to talk, I'm here. If not, I understand. Love, Ethan. I cried so hard I couldn't see the words anymore. The next day was career day at school. I was setting up my classroom when I heard whispers in the hallway. Then giggles. Then my students burst in, dragging someone behind them. Ethan Hartwell stood in my classroom, surrounded by 8-year-olds, holding a bouquet of flowers that looked ridiculous in the elementary school setting. Mr. Hartwell? I gasped. What are you doing here? Career day, he said, smiling nervously. I called your principal. Asked if I could talk about entrepreneurship. You hate public speaking, I said. We'd talked about it during one of our late-night conversations. I do, he agreed. But I love you more. And you told me once that your students are the most important people in your life. So I figured if I'm going to convince you to give me a real chance, I should meet them. My students were vibrating with excitement. Is this your boyfriend, Miss Morrison? Sarah asked. The one from the pictures? I looked at Ethan, really looked at him. This billionaire who had walked into an elementary school, who was now crouching down to talk to my students at eye level, who was showing them pictures of his company on his phone and making them laugh. I don't know, I said honestly. Is he my boyfriend? Ethan stood, crossing to me. I would like to be. For real this time. No contracts, no PR teams, no expiration dates. Just us. 6 months later, Ethan proposed for real. Not at a fancy restaurant or with paparazzi around. In my classroom after school, with Mr. Whiskers somehow in the room, he had snuck him in, and a ring he had designed with my students' input, little gemstones in all their birthstone colors around the band. They helped me pick it, he admitted. I wanted them to be part of this since they're such a big part of your life. I said yes through tears. And when we got married a year later, all my students were there, dressed up and proud. During his vows, Ethan said, I hired you to fake a relationship. Instead, you taught me what real love looks like. Best business decision I ever made. I laughed, cried, and kissed my husband. The fake engagement that taught us both that the best love stories can't be scripted.